Hi, my love. I wanted to come to you with a source of divine wisdom about money. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is not bad. Money is not dirty. It is okay to want money. It is okay to have money. It is okay to charge for your services if you are an entrepreneur. You do not need to lower your prices. That will not get you closer to your goals. You need to heal your relationship around money, heal your relationship around receiving, and heal your relationship with your worth. Money is energy, just like you and just like me. Now, as a Taurus, I love the green. I love the green, okay? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have noticed in working with my clients over the past few years, and before that, working on myself for the past God knows how long, all of these deep seated core beliefs around money that have kept me in the past stagnant, that have kept me in lack, that have kept me in scarcity, that have perpetuated the cycles of poverty and not enoughness in my family, generations and generations and generations past. And undoing this work has taken almost everything I have in me because I grew up with the understanding that money is something that you have to work hard to earn, that you have to struggle for. And even then, your struggle is not enough because you'll end up with the shit end of the stick. You either give everything you have, or no matter how much you make and no matter how much you have, you never actually feel like you have enough. You never actually feel fully supported. And it's almost like the ground is constantly falling from underneath you because you have no foundation. And I have done a tremendous amount of shadow work, a tremendous amount of self reflection to slowly but surely unravel these lies because that is what they are. They are lies. I want to speak briefly about money being the root of all evil, which is something that many of us, if not all of us listening to this, have heard before. I can give you a blank piece of paper and you can write me the most beautiful card, the most beautiful written message, and mail it off to me. Or you can fold that paper in half and give me a paper cut on the side of my neck. You can use that piece of paper for good, or you can use it for bad. You giving me a paper cut does not make paper evil. And you giving me a handwritten message does not make paper something we need to worship. Paper is paper, and you can do with it what you please. We've had similar conversations about this surrounding AI. That's the hot topic, right? You can use it for good and you can use it for bad, but at its source, it is an energy, just like everything is an energy. In healing your money wounds, you do not have to demonize money. You do not have to continue this stigma around spending money, having money, or desiring money. You're allowed to want money. Money can be used to support yourself. It can be used as a tool for new experiences, new connections, new awakenings. You can use this money for good, to put food on the table, to enjoy some beautiful fruits, to travel this beautiful world. We can use money for good. We can also use money for bad. And that goes for just about everything that humans can get their hands on in this reality. So let us first wash away and clear away what we have been conditioned to believe about money being this dirty thing that we're not allowed to talk about, not allowed to ask for, and not allowed to want. It's all a lie. It's one big fucking joke. And it's a web that you are allowed to untangle yourself from. So we start there. I spent 5 years as a tattoo artist before moving into the healing arts through energy work, right? And I cannot tell you how common it was in the circle I was tattooing in New York City for artists to constantly go back and forth with themselves around how much they should be charging for their work, and constantly having that conversation of, if I lower my prices, maybe I'll get more clients. Maybe the reason that I'm not making enough is because my prices are too high. Now, I can completely understand how you can get to that conclusion. I came there many, many times. For a while, it felt like every single time I received a booking request for a tattoo, I had to completely reevaluate my stance on money and pricing as someone who works for herself. And I got myself caught in that trap of, well, if I lower my prices, I get more clients. And that never worked, because it wasn't about the money. It was about how I felt about the money. It was about how I felt about receiving money. It was about undoing this notion that if someone is paying me, it means that I'm taking from something from them, that they are sacrificing something. When in reality, if I charge a specific price for a tattoo or for an energy work session, this is me telling you, hey, this is what I deem is a fair exchange. We are using money as a way to exchange, and I'm offering you my services as a way to exchange. If one of those two parties feels this isn't right for me, then they're allowed to back out. That doesn't mean you have to change everything about your pricing structure. It doesn't mean money is bad, and it doesn't mean you're asking for too much. Get comfortable with knowing what you are worth, knowing what is okay for you to receive, knowing that it is okay for you to receive, whether that's money or a hug or someone's love or a compliment. I mean, before you try to work out why it is hard for you to receive money, let's just start by receiving compliments. Like when someone tells us that we look good today, say thank you and mean it and like really receive it, instead of saying, oh no, stop, or no, you look good. Like receive. Let's start receiving, because that is one of the roots of this, is just being able to receive. It's okay for you to accept good things. It is okay for you to accept things that make you feel good. In fact, it is not just okay, but it itself is good. To receive things that feels good is good. And it is my belief that it is your only job on this earth to feel good, and that we all benefit from you feeling good. So let's just start receiving and feeling safe to receive. Thank you. To the wind that is blowing right now. I receive this confirmation. I receive this embrace from spirit. I receive, I receive, I receive. I receive all this beauty that I am surrounded by, and I am worthy of it. I am deserving to live in such a place where I am surrounded by nature. I am surrounded by Mother's eternal love. I am surrounded by these beautiful flowers and these beautiful dragonflies and this beautiful moss on the water. I am allowed to receive this nourishment. I am worthy of being at the heart of beauty. And I am worthy of receiving wealth. I am worthy of receiving money. It is not a bad thing when someone gives me money. It is not a bad thing to take money. I used to feel so much guilt over my mom helping me financially. Like I was a huge burden to her because of this. Like I imagined her giving me money and then the entire life force energy just being sucked from her, like me completely draining her. And it was evident of my perspective around money and how I felt that if you had it, you had everything, and if you didn't, you had nothing. And that could not be further from the truth. It can be this harmonious flow of receiving and letting go, receiving and letting go, allowing and releasing. When people give to you from their heart, or give to you because you have something in turn that they would like, that is a beautiful exchange. That is allowed. That is sacred. That is human. That is natural. Everything about this universe is a give and a take. It is not just give, 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 or take, 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 take. It cannot work like that. We as human beings, as beings, cannot work like that. Everything is harmonious. Everything is in symbiosis. And so allow yourself to gently, slowly, but surely bring money into that perspective. It is okay to receive, just like it is okay to spend. It is okay to spend on more than just what you need, because we are here to do more than just survive. That is okay. It takes true dedication to go back, look at this world of lies and world of illusions that you have been told about money, about what it is, what it means to have it or not have it, what it means to want it, and completely tell a new story, completely rewrite the script. But it is worthwhile work. It is something that has freed me in ways that I cannot describe. It is a journey that I am still very much on and grateful to be on, but I have come worlds away from where I used to be. Everything exists in the mind, and you can shift your perspective on something in an instant. It's okay if it takes more than an instant, but you are capable of shifting your perspective, and you are capable of healing these wounds around money. And you are capable of walking into a permanent season of your life where it is safe for you to receive, and it is safe for you to receive a lot more than you think is acceptable, a lot more than you think you can have. Because in reality, there is no limit to the amount of wealth in this world. I always thought it was so freaking ridiculous how we would say things like, or we grow up hearing things like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. It literally does. It literally does. Maybe not Bitcoin, but the paper money literally grows on trees. And the trees, as we can see, are abundant. This world is abundant. You are abundant. Your birthright is abundance, okay? You are walking this earth as a divine, magnificent creature of the universe, and you have everything you need at all times. You are completely guided, you are completely supported. And so, even though there will be many a series on this topic, and even though I invite you to work with me one on one, if you feel so called, because there are many ways to get to the root of this, there are many ways to undo the damage that has been done. There are many people you can work with. You can also do it completely alone. But I know that when you feel called to a certain path, it's because you're meant to be there. And so, if you feel called to work with me, I am more than happy to bring you into the land of green and to settle you into a place of fully divinely receiving. But know that something that you can take with you now and start doing now is by affirming, I have everything I need. I always have everything I need. I can just feel the wind supporting me in that statement. I always have everything I need. Just starting there, because that is a seat of abundance. That is you sitting on the throne of abundance. And yes, we want to go beyond simply having what we need, right? We want to go beyond simply surviving into thriving. But just starting there, I always have everything I need. And you have proof of that, because no matter how many times you thought it couldn't get worse than this, no matter how many rock bottoms you have hit, you always made it out the other end. So just start there. And even if you can't get yourself to believe it, try saying it and see how it feels. I always have everything I need. And leave it there. I do invite you to go deeper with me if you feel called. And you can read more about that below on how to get started there. But I invite you even more than that to take on the challenge of freeing yourself financially, one step at a time, because it is your birthright. I do know that fully in my heart. There is too much to go around. People say there's not enough to go around. I say there's too much to go around. There is so much more oxygen available to us than we will ever need, because we can only take so many breaths before our bodies pass on, right? There is more and more and more and more and more and more and more than you can ever need. And that goes for money as well. And you are not bad for wanting it. You are not bad for having it. You're not bad for loving it if you're a Taurus like me, okay? It's safe. It's not bad or evil. It's not good or righteous. It's just energy, just like you and just like me. I love you.